All right, I was asked to do a video about the vibration energy of food, so I decided I'm going to do that now. Now that I know that the screen capture thing works, I'm going to be pumping out these videos like crazy. So I wanted to start off with the vibration of a healthy body first. So the frequency of a healthy body is usually between 62 and 78 hertz. Now, interestingly enough, people tell me to talk about the Bible a little bit. Now, this obviously isn't in the Bible, but it's assumed that Jesus vibrated at 1,000 megahertz, or 1,000 megahertz. And they tested Gandhi, and he actually vibrated at around 900, 850 to 900, which is absolutely insane. They say the Buddha was in the 600 to 700 range. Now, I didn't look that up for this. You can look that up for yourself if you can find it. This is actually stuff that I read back in the day when books were relevant and the library. I mean, the library is still really relevant here, but some cities it doesn't seem to be. So let's go down to, here are some frequencies of the human body. The normal body, 62 to 78. Cold, flu, 57 to 60. Disease, 58. Receptive to cancer, 42. Death begins at 25 megahertz. Here are some frequencies of certain food. If I remember, I'll link it, but you can actually see, I mean, royalfruits.com or .com.au, you could probably find it there. If I remember, I'll link these things. Fresh produce has up to 15 hertz. Dry herbs, 12 to 22 hertz. Fresh herbs are 20 to 27. Essential oil frequencies start at 52 and are as high as 320 hertz. Characteristics of high frequency people: magnetic, charming, extremely attractive. This doesn't necessarily actually have anything to do with physical attraction. Somebody who vibrates at a really high level, at least for me, I have found that they are attractive no matter where they are on this spectrum of physical attraction. Happy and positive, I suffer with that one sometimes. Glowing and radiant, loving, compassionate, and kind, not great at that one. Try to be, not great. Possible to ignore. I have been told that I am unforgettable. I don't know if that's a good thing. Powerful when they speak. Respect by everyone. Intuitive, intelligent, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually involved, and constantly growing. I feel like I'm there. I don't know if that's arrogant speaking or ego. Pleasant to be around, not always. Self-aware, 100%. Creative, yes. Emotionally balanced, sometimes. You know, nobody's perfect. Confident and self-loving, disciplined in their lifestyle. Signs of having low frequency: look dull and vapid, aren't fit. Uh-oh. I mean, I'm fit. I just got a little extra. Little extra. Follow an unhealthy lifestyle, generally suffer from victim mindset. There's a certain group that really follows that. Are disinterested and unenthusiastic about everything. Enjoy low vibrational activities. Oh gosh, watching, listening to the news. I'm probably losing people already off that one. Enjoy gossiping. Lack kindness or unhappy. Attract drama wherever they go. Know a lot of people like that. Suffer from lethargy and fatigue. Have apathy towards others. Find it difficult to be productive. Don't take responsibility. Lack self-discipline. Lack emotional control. Now, all of us have some qualities on the low frequency, unless you're like Gandhi or Jesus. How to alter: diet, exercise, positive thoughts, meditate, practice love and kindness, spend time in nature. You know, I'm going to just say this. A lot of people find practice self-love as like masturbation or jacking off or whatever you want to call it. Not that. So somebody's going to be like, oh man, I'm going to rub one out. Self-love, bruh. High frequency foods: sun-ripened fruit or cold-pressed, freshly squeezed fruit juices. Now, I do want to point this out. Most living high-quality, high-frequency things have a decent high water content to them, most of them. raw, uncut, non-refrigerated, freshly plucked vegetables. So when you cook something, you remove the life force because you're taking the water out, which is life force. Like your blood, your plasma, and everything. Yeah, it's red, but it's mostly water. So life force is water, mostly. And when you cook some grains, though, they're sucking that water back up. They're taking water back in. They've already got the vibration, but they're taking that water back in, and they're a high vibrational food when you eat it. So some of these hazelnuts, peanuts, sunflower, I don't know that I agree with that. Of course, I don't really ever eat them raw. So that's probably what it is. Legumes, herbs and spices, 100% agree with herbs and spices. Fermented foods, I'm surprised by that one. Medium quality, lightly cooked fresh vegetables, cold pressed peanut oil, raw honey, raw cacao, sugar cane, and wine. Surprised by the wine, not surprised by the sugar cane. Low quality, tea, coffee, chocolates, pickles, deep fried foods, white bread, cheese, pizza, eggs. Foods that decrease vibrational frequency. So here we go. Margarine, lard, pasteurized milk, cooked sausages, meat, alcohol drinks, refined sugar, bleached flour, genetically modified foods, processed foods, ready-to-eat meals like frozen pizza, canned vegetables and fruits, foods that contain preservatives, all foods containing hydrogenated fats. I don't. Does anybody do hydrogenated fats anymore? I don't really know if they do. You really have to get some like dollar store stuff to find that. I have seen some of these photographs before. I think it's really kind of neat. You can see how much vibration is coming off a raw tomato comparatively to cooked, and raw broccoli comparatively to cooked broccoli. Uh, Look at a slice of meat. Looks terrible. Looks almost evil. And then you got this radiating apple killing your food by. I'm not going to read this whole thing because this isn't storybook time, and I don't know how long I've already been recording. So because I wanted to get to a few other things. Kale. This is what I wanted to bring up. Kale is like the highest vibrating food that you can eat. Now, when I was at the Whole Foods in North Wales, Pennsylvania, I don't think it's there anymore. I think they moved it a little bit more towards Springertown or whatever that is. The produce manager in there and I got along really good. He's the one that would help me get really cheap produce and stuff like that. He told me that kale vibrated at 1,000 megahertz, but there's a scale for this, and I cannot find it on here. So I really wish I remembered what scale he was talking about. Now, I will say this: kale is 100% on the Dirty Dozen. 100%. It's like number one. So do not buy conventional kale at all. Do not buy it. All right, sprouts. So the best sprouts to do: peas, beans, grains, vegetables, broccoli. It's high. Wheatgrass. I've done wheatgrass juice. I don't find it that bad. Beetroot, 100%. You could see beetroot radiating. Fruits: acai, goji, papaya, kiwi. Frequency killers: meat, cooked or raw. Junk food, coffee, caffeine. I mean, this is all the stuff that. This is why you're on your SSRIs. What do they call those? Antidepressant drugs, selective serotonin receptor inhibitors. So it keeps the serotonin in your brain, so you're falsely happy all the time because you're taking all the coffee and caffeine. Man, they really go on about caffeine here. So maybe I will link this for you who think the caffeine is good for you. All right, so I'm going to stop with this one. I did want to point out that grain actually is a pretty high vibrational frequency. So grain, but here again, like these high vibrational, don't cook these things. You know, like there's no point in cooking these things. Don't cook. Or if you do, maybe steam it. But kale, sprouts, broccoli, wheatgrass, buy a juicer. It's like 250, $300, whatever. I mean, it's not chump change to me right now, but when I was working at the post office, it was nothing. If I ever go back there. Or if, you know, when this thing takes off, this YouTube, then I can start really, really going out there. But so here we go with that. And then I just wanted to point this out that roses vibrate at 320 megahertz. Now, obviously, you can't eat roses; they're not edible. But if you have roses around you, that's 320 megahertz. That'll really, I mean, really boost your vibrational energy. Maybe if you're a meditator, maybe get some roses and have them in front of you or around you when you're meditating. It might help you quite a bit. I might actually try that and make a video about that. High vibe versus low vibe. Ugh, some of the terms these days. You can read this. Eating high vibrational foods improves your vibration in many ways. Here are just a few. An unhealthy gut, such as people with IBS, have higher risk of depression and anxiety. IBS is triggered by the foods we eat, of course. High vibrational foods offer the most nutrition from chlorophyll to antioxidants and even alkaline materials to keep our bodies in good pH balance. You feel better, lighter, healthier when you eat high vibrational food, which in turn raises your vibrational frequency. The gut-brain connection. I don't want to read this whole thing. I assume most people can read who are watching this videos. High vibration foods, raw nuts and seeds. I'm actually surprised by this, but it's extremely hard to get these things raw. Almonds almost always are pasteurized. You have to buy them from. There's a guy in California that you can buy them from. I think it's like Ed's. If I can figure it out, I'll post it. It's really hard to find the guy. He only operates through email, and you have to buy like a big bag from him every time. I used to buy them actually back when I was doing the raw nuts and seeds back in the day. Fresh herbs and spices: basil, black pepper, bay leaf, cardamom, cayenne, fennel, garlic, ginger, mint, mustard, nutmeg, oregano, paprika, rosemary, saffron, turmeric. Now, you want to get the highest quality that you can possibly afford. Now, I don't agree with these oils at all. See, this is sometimes like, are these people legit? I'm just giving you some of the information. I know that kale vibrates really high and fruits and vegetables do. Oils, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'd go there. The only time that maybe this would work is if it's topical. You're putting it on your skin, your epidural there. If you're putting it down there, maybe. But as far as eating it, I don't know. Fruit: blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, apples, oranges, pineapple. Vegetables: artichoke, bell pepper, cabbage, celery, spinach, pumpkin, microgreens, leafy greens, potatoes. Awesome. Sprouts: peppers, carrots, broccoli, asparagus, beet, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, radishes, turnip. Tuber vegetables. All right, I'm not going to keep reading this. Grains: wild rice. I don't know what the hell that means. I guess that's that black rice, red rice. I'm sticking with my regular white rice. Low vibrational meat, non-organic, GMO. Low quality meats. Maybe. I don't know. But I mean, a meat or an animal that's eating in the wild and then gets its head cut off, how happy are they compared to the one that eats grain and then gets their head cut off? I, I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me. Here we go again. Coffee. Low vibrational. Keeps you unhappy. Soda. Maybe I can agree with that. I don't know. Alcohol, of course. Foods that are high vibrational but could still affect your gut, brain. Nightshades, 100% agree with. Legumes, 100% agree with. These nightshades and legumes. I actually have trouble with legumes. Nightshades sometimes, and sometimes not. So maybe you want to look into that. All right, so we're going to run with that for now. Hopefully I'll remember to link these things. This one is a lot of reading, and I'm not going to do it. So I just wanted to touch on a few things. 5 high-frequency vibrational food groups for health and increased consciousness. So just picked fresh, frozen, pasteurized, homogenized, or processed artificial. So this is the chain here. This is the highest vibration, the lowest. So just picked. So if you've got in the what am I trying to say? This from the spring to the fall. If you have like, you can go to a place and pick the fruit. That's like the best. Or if you grow it yourself, I mean, it's crazy how much more fresh and vibrational it is. Raw, of course. And then by the time, I mentioned this in the last video, microwave beyond dead. Try not to use a microwave if at all possible. Biodynamically farmed is extremely expensive. I know one guy who does it in California, and the stuff is not cheap. Organically farmed, and then by the time you reach GMO, it's almost not worth eating than organic. Wanted to touch on this. So high vibration is dark leafy green and green juice. Tropical fruit. Sprouts, always on there. Raw chocolate. Now this is weird because cacao is on one of the do not eat in the other ones. And medicinal mushrooms. So the one thing that you're going to notice, most of the highest vibrational foods are very low in calories. So you're going to have to balance this out. Like if you want to eat high vibrational foods, the best way to do that is through juicing, really. You can just juice the stuff, juice it on a very, very, very slow RPM, like 80 or below RPM, because like the Breville is RPM of 10,000. That's ridiculous. There's nothing left by the time you get it. If that's all you can afford, don't juice. Just don't juice. It's not worth it. It's pointless. You're just wasting money. So if you can only afford a Breville, and I actually think they're almost the same amount of money as an Omega, which is, I think they've RPMs. Mine's 80, but I think they've got them down to like 60 now, which is crazy. And then add in your starches. So starches, like I said before, but if you're going to air fry this stuff, air frying really, I mean, by the time you're done, there's very little vibration left there, and it's very dehydrating. So I would stay away from that. I would just boil or steam as much as you possibly can. That's why rice is so perfect, because rice, you're actually adding the water back in, and it's kind of like a complete food. Like I've mentioned in quite a few videos this week or this last 2 days. In the Bible, it says to eat all seed-bearing fruit and grain. So there you go. There's your perfect diet. I think I'm going to end it here. Now, he's talking about O blood type, bladder rack type O blood. I don't know. I don't really get into the blood types all that much. I did actually for a very long time, and I didn't notice a huge difference. I know I'm a type O, which means I'm supposed to be a meat eater, but I actually struggled on meat really bad. So that's my video. Hopefully you liked it. If you got any comments, questions, concerns, leave them down below. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video.